Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
Columbia Pictures presents
I may be having a problem.
Bill Murray
I'm reliving the same day over and over.
in a story about a weatherman who's living life like there's no tomorrow.
Don't drive angry.
Because there isn't.
I am an immortal. I have been stabbed, shot, frozen, electrocuted.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god.
Groundhog Day, rated PG, at theaters Friday.
Man, Groundhog
Right.
Day.
Groundhog
What a
Day.
Banger.
Oh, yeah.
Such a great movie.
Dude, one of my all-time favorites, Movie Life Crisis Season 3, Episode 3, Groundhog Day. Literally one of my favorite movies ever.
It is also very high up there for me. And it's shocking how many people haven't seen it.
Yeah, my wife actually set up a movie screening of it in Nashville for my birthday, which is the day before Groundhog Day. And we had 25 people come out. And at least 5 or 6 of them had not seen the movie before. And everybody is, my friends are all in their 30s and 40s. I couldn't freaking believe that there were people who hadn't seen it.
I'm shocked.
But dude, everyone was loving it. Everyone was freaking giggling and having a blast. And then we hung out afterwards and talked about it. It was, officially it was the first Movie Life podcast episode movie screening.
Yeah, nice.
Which was a rip-roaring good time that you missed.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, it was incredible.
Dude, as soon as she told me she was going to do that, I was like, he is going to lose his mind. That's going to be awesome.
It's the coolest, man. And seeing the movies in theaters, especially with other people, everyone's laughing and we're having popcorn. It's so much fun, man. I just want to be able to do 3 or 4 movies a year that way. But even one a year would be awesome.
I don't, that's what I don't understand. That's why, and we talked about this before, but the social aspect of watching a movie and everybody being scared at the same time, or everybody laughing at the same time, or everybody being shocked at the same time. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's because you can tell me, because I've seen this movie. We did an interview with Stephen Tobolowsky, who plays Ned Ryerson, and we'll play the highlights of that interview here in a few minutes. But we just got done with it. He's incredible, and we had a phenomenal time talking to him for an hour.
Unbelievable.
But I was telling him, this movie is the closest thing to a ritual that I have. I watch it every year, the day after my birthday, but I haven't seen it in theaters. I saw it on the 20-year anniversary at the Belcourt in Nashville, where we did the screening last week. So it's been 10 years since I saw it in the theater, and it's so much different seeing it with everybody else there also seeing it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, man. It's so awesome.
That's, yeah. It's way more fun seeing it in the theater.
Yeah.
You miss something at home.
You totally do. So a lot of stuff going on. An incredible movie that we really love. Movie Life Crisis screens this movie at the Belcourt. Jeff and I get an hour with Stephen Tobolowsky, who plays Ned Ryerson. Just freaking a lot of stuff happening, man.
Yeah, this is, everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everything's coming up Millhouse. Yeah. Yeah, we would sleep right on through to February 3rd if we were Phil Connors, because we already are crushing life. We don't have to learn the piano. We can just move right on.
I would like to learn piano. Can I have?
I would too, but I think it would take me the whole 10,000 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah, what else?
I don't know, man. Just give us a synopsis. Let's get this thing cooking.
All right. Groundhog Day is a 1993 comedy drama directed by Harold Ramis. Bill Murray stars as Phil Connors, a weatherman covering the annual Groundhog Day event in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, who finds himself stuck in a time loop. Initially, Phil takes advantage of the situation and indulges in selfish behavior, but soon realizes his actions have no lasting impact. He then uses his knowledge of the day's events to improve himself and his relationships with those around him, including his producer, Rita. Through repeating the same day, Phil learns to live life to the fullest, be kind to others, and appreciate the beauty of each moment.
Yeah, well synopsized.
Yes. Do you know who synopsized that?
IMDb.
AI. AI is going to take over our podcast, and we're not going to have to do this. We're going to say, what would a chubby white guy think about Groundhog Day? And it would just list out all the things. It wrote that whole thing. I said a 5-sentence synopsis of Groundhog Day, and that's what it gave me.
Oh, man, that's awesome. So once AI takes your and my jobs, we can really focus on the podcast, but by then it'll be better at the podcast too.
Yeah, it's going to be way, way better at the podcast.
We can probably feed the AI our podcast transcripts, which the AI will also transcript and go here's how we talk about movies. Make an episode for us. If there's a movie that we don't want to watch, just spit out an episode. And then there's the other AI that will mimic your voice. Dude, we'll just do the whole thing.
Yeah, it sounds great. Let's do that.
I don't want to do that. This is the part that I like, talking about the movies.
Even if we're not recording this, I would still call you and say, let's talk about this movie. And we would talk about it. So
I'm actually a little upset we didn't get a chance to talk to Stephen Tobolowsky more about Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, because I really do love that movie.
yeah, well, maybe we'll come back for that.
Yeah, 2005, we'll have him back.
All right, budget.
This movie, budget somewhere in the $14 million to $30 million range. Let's call it $20 million. It grossed $105 million, number 10 on the year, 1993. But the story of this movie is not really the story of 1993 box office. It's really about what it's done in the years since then, like 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, they put in the freaking Library of Congress for significant contributions to the arts. It's all that stuff. But it did do well in the year it was released. You know, number 10 in the year. That's a big movie.
It did well, but it didn't. I think had people seen it how they see it now, because even people like Ebert went back and changed his review of it. He went from 3 stars to 4, and he was like, I was wrong. Yeah. So awards. You want to talk about awards?
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me with the awards.
All right. So Film Critics Circle Awards in New York. It came runner-up to Schindler's List, our last movie, for Best Screenplay. So I wrote that down. BAFTA Awards. It won Best Original Screenplay. At the Saturn Awards, which apparently is really big, and I didn't realize how big it was because I had never heard of it before doing this podcast. Andie MacDowell won the award for Best Actress, but it also had a nomination for Best Fantasy Film, Best Actor, Best Writing, Best Director, Best Costumes. American Comedy Awards, Murray and Chris Elliott were nominated for Funniest Actor and Supporting Actor, and Best Dramatic Presentation at the Hugo Awards, and it lost to Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park's quite a bit more dramatic than this. So I could see how it could lose, but dude, that's really putting it up against some really great films for the type of movie it is. I'm surprised it got that many nods.
Yeah, I think this thing, I mean, it did pretty well in the moment, but even as well as it did in the moment, it has nothing to do with the cultural impact that it still has. But yeah, people knew about it right from the beginning. This wasn't like one that caught on later on video. It was good from the get-go, and it's still good now.
Yeah, speaking of like the cultural impact, like here's just a couple. It's ranked 8 on AFI's 10 greatest films of fantasy. Do you know how many films are fantasy? And this is number 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Star Wars and Tolkien are both fantasy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Some pretty good stuff there.
Right. Premiere, the magazine, voted it one of the 50th greatest comedies of all time. It came in 4 for BBC 100 Best Comedies of All Time. The New Yorker was like, this is director Harold Ramis's masterpiece. This is his best movie. Like, it's ridiculous how many people are like, you know, this is the best movie of the last 40 years, and I put it up against A Wonderful Life. Like Jonah Goldberg said, he puts this in the same category as It's a Wonderful Life, and it's one of the most timeless films and uplifting, and everybody should watch it all the time. And I was like, God, okay, done.
Yeah, dude, literally, we were standing outside the theater waiting on the movie to start last week on February 2nd, and one of my buddies was like, when's the last time you saw this movie? I was like, February 2nd last year.
Yeah.
I watch it every year on Groundhog Day.
All the time, every year. Yeah.
Sequels, spinoffs, and nothing. They've talked about making a sequel to this over the years. And,
actually?
Are they actually going to do it?
There was a Groundhog Day musical.
Nice.
Where the music and lyrics were written by Tim Minchin, who I don't know if you know is ridiculously funny.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched it. The whole thing's on YouTube. I watched it. It's not the same as the movie, obviously. The lyrics are pretty funny, though. Like, it was pretty good. It was in 2016, and it was in the Old Vic in London. It didn't do great, but it did pretty good. And people still talk about it.
Yeah, and honestly, Groundhog Day wasn't the first movie to do the kind of time loop thing that's been around in science fiction for a long time. But I think it was the most popular movie to kind of ever make use of that. So anytime I see a movie that kind of does that, like what's the Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Or like cool. Looper with Bruce Willis. I like that movie too.
What's the one with, what's his name, from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, Palm Springs. Andy Samberg.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, that was super cool. That's the most like Groundhog Day, but every one of those, anytime there's a time loop movie, it's always like Groundhog Day meets alien explosions. It's like, it's the Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. Which they're making a sequel to, by the way, and I'm very excited for it.
When's that coming out? I'm ready. Let's do that.
I don't know. I'm also ready.
Is he going to run? In the suit,
dude.
In the big metal
I
suit.
saw last week that Tom Cruise's 50 plus movies, only 5 of them has he not run.
Yeah, I could see that. He's a good runner.
Likes to run. Do you remember when and where you first saw this movie?
I'm 99% sure this was one of the ones, because we had a copy of it. You know how you get the VHS tape? It's got the sticker on it. This was one of the ones where the sticker was on it and there was another sticker over it, because we probably recorded over an Olivia Newton-John concert my mom had. And it was one of those where it was like Groundhog Day. It was like numbered. Groundhog Day was the first one, so I could always rewind it all the way and watch it from the beginning. The song in the middle, which is very poignant for what's happening in the movie, is the "You Don't Know Me" by Ray Charles.
Yeah,
you give
song.
your hand to me. Dude, I used to love that. And my mom had this anthology on record that we used to clean the house to. That was Ray Charles. And I was like, I can now have this on tape. And I can remember standing in front of the TV, holding the tape recorder up to the speaker so I could get that, even though it was going to have slaps in it. And I wasn't even going to have the whole... You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even going to have the whole song, but I get to the end and my dad's like, I could just show you how to record the record. We have a record player with a tape. The fact that I could have it on, like, that's what I remember is trying to get that song.
Kids don't know the pain of trying to get a song that you didn't have when we were kids.
They really...
Holding a freaking boombox up to a TV speaker to try to catch a song while it's playing on a movie.
And it's not a TV speaker on the TVs we have now. It's
No.
like a tiny little... I might as well have had a can with a string holding it up to the microphone. It was really tinny and...
That's fantastic. Dude, the music in this movie is really good. I didn't have anything in my notes about it, but like there's some great songs in this.
Dude, even the Weatherman song that they play in the beginning, it's kind of catchy. It's got that guy who kind of sounds like Kevlo.
I've looked that band up more than once because I'm like, who is this band? And it's like, that's the only thing they ever did. But,
Ever.
It's a great song.
And Harold Ramis helped write the song.
Yeah.
Of course, Baby
Of course
Warm Me Up, I'm Your Weatherman. That's you can only play that so often.
Yeah, he's already written the whole movie and directed it and cameoed in it. Why not write the song too?
Yeah, knocking it out.
Like freaking the Glorious song from White Men Can't Jump that Ron Shelton wrote and directed the movie. And it's like, well, let me write the song too. It's like, all right, dude, just let some other people make some shit.
So when do you remember the first time you saw it?
I don't. I've seen this movie so many times. This movie in my brain has gotten kind of worn out because I've watched it so many times. There's no chance I can go back to the first even dozen viewings. But I've always loved it.
So do you think when you like Homer says, every time I learn something new, it pushes something old out of my brain?
Like that time I took that home winemaking course and I forgot how to drive.
You were drunk. And how? I'm wondering that. Like, is it slowly going to be? Because, like, we just talked to Stephen Tobolowsky, and that dude's remembering stuff from when he was 5.
Yeah, dude, I definitely think there's a limited amount of space. That's why one of the things I like about the podcast, we talk about stuff from when I was a teenager, and I would have never remembered it if we weren't talking about it.
Unlocks it.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we probably didn't own this, and I probably just, even as a kid, I had my, like, comfort movies. It's like, I went to Blockbuster, nothing good came out. We didn't rent Striking Distance again. It's like, I'll do Groundhog's Day again. I like that one. I'll just get Groundhog Day one more time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Let's do ratings 1 to 10. How many chimney dogs? No 7s.
So this one got a nostalgia bump for me because, again, It's one of those comfort movies. The quotability, it got a quotability bump. It got a rewatchability bump. And the rest, it kind of gets honestly because I thought it was well written, well thought out. It's still kind of a mystery. You don't know why they're in the time loop. It's funny as hell. Andy McDowell was kind of hot. Like, great soundtrack. It literally checks all my boxes. And I wanted to give it a 10. But we all know how I feel about that. So I gave it a 9.5.
All right. That's the most predictable thing in all the history of the world.
What you, I'm sure, gave it an 11.
I
gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I absolutely gave it a 10. Not that it's a perfect movie. There's definitely some stuff that I would have maybe done a little bit different, but
yeah.
I mean when I give a movie a 10, I'm going like, if it's on, if I'm at a hotel and I click on the TV and Groundhog's Day is on, done. I don't need to pick up the controller again.
You watch it even with ads. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Because again, we've talked about this. If you're watching something on TV, you feel like you're doing it with other people. Like other people are also watching this. I'm part of a group now. Yeah, which is a very powerful thing.
Motown Philly's on the radio. There's more than one person dancing to this.
Dude, I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna turn it up real loud.
Right.
Not that I listen to the radio and probably never will again, but yes.
But you'll be somewhere where somebody will have the radio on and you won't have control of it.
Yeah.
And you might hear a jam.
Yeah, dude, it's like a league of their own. I could improve it. I got some things I could improve, but it's such a fantastic movie, and it's one of my all-time favorites, and it will absolutely get a 10.
I don't know that I'll ever give a movie a 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. Speaking of which, since we're talking about chimney dogs, the Tip Top Cafe, it was created for the film and it became an actual restaurant after that called the Tip Top Bistro.
It's awesome how much. I mean, they do a Groundhog Day festival like in this town every year. We really should go there next year and friggin' screen the movie and do another podcast and
step in the puddle and
step in the puddle.
You can yell at me and watch that first step. It's a doozy.
It's a doozy. Yeah, except there's no puddle anymore. They freaking paved over that and put a plaque there and said, "This is where Bill Murray stepped in the movie Groundhog Day."
Yeah, it's so cool though.
That's incredibly cool. Woodstock, Illinois, doing it right.
You know, I like stuff like that. I'm taking a trip to Disney World. It's 14 stops because I got to see the largest ball of yarn and the biggest orange gym sock. And
it's only 30 miles out of the way. We can see the world's biggest rocking chair. Everyone, let's go.
Yeah, why not? How many times are you going to see that in your life?
I'm good with 0.
No,
0 is fine with me. It's a fine number of times for me to see the world's biggest rocking chair.
It's the trip. It's the journey, man. It's not the destination.
It is the journey, I guess. All right. Before we start on our best, we're going to just put the actual best of the podcast, which is us talking with Stephen Tobolowsky, who is...
I can't even believe he did it.
It was the coolest thing, man. It's super nice of him to chat with us. And he's
so great.
He is like smart and hilarious and really great at his job.
A wonderful storyteller.
I'm going to read an intro just so we have it, and then we're going to jump into some Groundhog Day stuff. I wrote out a thing. I'm professional. I'm prepared. All right, people. Today we have a real treat, an interview with actor, writer, director, podcaster, musician, Stephen Tobolowsky, Ned Ryerson in the flesh from Groundhog Day, which is obviously what we asked him to come on and talk about, but so much more than that. Stephen has over 200 film and TV credits and a career spanning back to 1977. He was in Spaceballs, Thelma and Louise, Basic Instinct, Memento, and a movie that no one likes as much as Jeff and I do, Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Oh, man.
I'm not joking. I love that movie. I miss rom-com with a killer ensemble cast. TV credits from Seinfeld to Californication, The Goldbergs, Deadwood, Archer, Silicon Valley. That's just the shows that I like. There's like 100 more. He's been podcasting since 2009. He's written 3 books, and he was in a band with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stephen, can you believe that is the career of one person when I read it like that?
No. And you left out all the diseases I've had.
Didn't even get into the medical stuff. That seems like that's 10 lifetimes there in those like 3 paragraphs.
Does it feel like 10 lifetimes?
It feels like that, sometimes more. And also some of the things were epically great and some of them were horrifyingly terrible. And they all have irony attached to them, which makes them seem so much sweeter. So, you look back at your life and you go like, oh, that didn't really matter, did it? And learning how to roller skate, that was such a big deal at the time. And, and now it doesn't really seem to be one of the big important things in my life.
I feel the same way about quicksand. Watching a lot of Bugs Bunny cartoons, I thought that was going to be a problem. And it's not. It's not a problem at all.
Sorry, we could spend literally days talking to you about your career, and our wives and kids would miss us, but it would be totally worth it. But your time is valuable, so I'm going to jump right into Groundhog Day and just ask you some questions about that. What was that audition process like? How'd that role come to you?
That was I had an audition. I remember with Harold Ramis, and I had just worked on the part kind of in my dining room with the dining room table was all I was working with. And so I told Harold Ramis, excuse me, but this is going to be kind of broad. I think it could play in the Roman Colosseum. And he says, well, it's fine. I'll read with you. So that's the first thing. Harold Ramis read the part of Phil Connors with me.
He's reading Phil
Connors. And later, I remember at a charity event long after Groundhog Day, I said, why did you choose to read with me? And he said, well, because, Stephen, I'm an actor as well as a director, a comic. I said, but you're the guy who could hire us. I mean, that was terrifying, having to act off of you. And it's like, oh, my God, And anyways, I'm really happy but I remember I was so over the top, and I unzipped his pants and zipped his pants and went down and tied his shoes. Oh, well, I was doing Ned Ryerson Oliver. I really, abused him. but it was a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, and it ties into my next question a little bit, which is that a part of it is the casting, is the direction, the editing, the music, whatever. But it's lightning in a bottle, right? Did you guys have any sense on the shoot that this movie would have the legs, would have the penetration into the culture that it ended up having?
God, no. And in fact, Trevor Albert, our producer, who probably had a bigger overview than anyone, certainly had no idea. He called me up a month after Groundhog Day had been released, called me up at home and said, Stephen, I think we may have a hit. And I go, we do? Because Groundhog Day, if you remember, got good reviews, but not great reviews. I mean, It was they said it's a good Bill Murray movie. Out of 5 stars, it got 3.5 or 4 stars. It won And Trevor said, he taught me about the movie business. He said, most people go to a movie the first week it's open. The second week traditionally is almost a 50% drop in people who go to the movie, and then it goes down that way. He said, we had more people see it the second week, more people see it the third week than the second. He says, now it's the fourth week, and we have more people than have seen it in every week. That means repeat viewings right off the bat, and that means word of mouth. We may have a hit, but we still, at that point, they're hits and they're hits. It's not a hit like Groundhog Day had been a hit, which is like, it's an evergreen. It's like every year on Groundhog Day, people are going to be showing Groundhog Day.
It's the closest thing to a ritual that I have, not being religious, is watching Groundhog Day on Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you put Harold Ramis and Bill Murray together, you're going to get probably something pretty good. But to me, as much as I enjoy Stripes and stuff like that, it's like, I don't watch those every year. I mean, we finished Groundhog Day. We spent 30 minutes in the theater. This is a week ago talking about the movie, the philosophical underpinnings of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, there was an alchemy that kind of happened during Groundhog Day that's never happened on any other film that I've been a part of or TV show I've ever been a part of. And that is, so Bill and I were shooting first day. We're shooting street scene. And there were in the original script about 9 street scenes in the script, and I think it's been cut down to 5, but there are about 9 of Ned encounters in various incarnations of the script. So we were shooting all that kind of Ned stuff, and at the end of the first week, there was a huge set piece. It was Bill realizing he has no consequences, and it's him doing what Bill Murray does best in a movie, particularly at that era, is him going nuts and having no consequences. So it was Bill like spray painting the inside of his room at the end. Then next cut, he's there with the chainsawing the furniture in half. Then he's in the bathroom cutting his hair into a mohawk. And anybody who knows anything about filming, anytime you spray paint something or cut something in half, you have to have doubles, triples, quadruples. You have to clean the walls. You have to start all over again. Reset the room every time you do the shot. Harold Ramis saw the footage at the end of that first week. And to mention something Alan Parker told me in Mississippi Burning, he said, the way all the studios are looking over your shoulder that first week to see how their money is being spent. Right. He says, this is what we're shooting on Mississippi Burning. Every church burning, every lynching, every gang torture, murder, rape, anything we could do that first week, we're filming that. And then we're going to do all the Franny McDormand talking scenes at the end of the movie.
Talking stuff, right.
We're going to do that at the end of the shoot. So this is the first week when studios are looking over their shoulders to see what Harold Ramis is doing. So they get some Ned scenes, they get some Andy scenes in there, and they get this huge comic nut scene with Bill going nuts. And Harold Ramis said to Danny Rubin, the writer, he said, we have to decide what kind of movie we're shooting. What's the story we're telling? He says, is this a story about Bill just having no consequences? He says, this is a story about man and how we use the time of our life. And Harold Ramis took that footage and threw it away. First week, they're looking over his shoulder. He threw it away. And he told Danny Rubin, he said, I am a practicing Buddhist, and we believe that it takes 10,000 years to perfect a human soul. And that is the story we're telling in Groundhog Day, the perfection of the human soul. And so that came into the movie kind of after we started shooting. And a lot of rewrites started happening then, and it developed this rich kind of philosophical texture after that.
That's the best part of it too, to me.
Well, and that was some of the tension between Bill and Harold as well, right? Because Bill kind of wanted broad comedy, and Harold was going, I want to tell the Buddhist story.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is that in every scene I had with Bill, he's one of the best actors I've ever worked with. He was in the moment, every shot, every take.
That's awesome. Did y'all film all of your shot? Like you said, it was 9 times. Is it just one after another?
It was even more amazing than that because Harold Ramis had not decided what the day of the movie would be. Because Groundhog Day, the day has to be repeated meteorologically. So Bill and I had no schedule. We were on will notifies, which meant if it rained, we were called to the town square. Let's redo the first street scene which was our longest scene. Let's do it in the rain. It snowed. Let's redo it in the snow. In the gloom, let's do it. It's sunshine. Let's do it. So we were always running down to the town square. And I think that improvisational feeling of like, you got to be ready at any second to jump down there and do the big scenes also helped give Groundhog Day kind of a bit of a jolt.
Well, I had a question about one of those scenes. That is when Bill hugs Ned and propositions him. I saw on a video or something that Harold had given Bill that note, like, go do something to him. Don't tell him what it is. Is that true? That was an improv?
Now, see, I didn't hear that. No, that's just the other piece of the puzzle. I knew Harold was behind this somehow, but I didn't know how. People always assume that Bill and I did a lot of improvisation. We did very little improvisation except that scene, which wasn't in the script. So Harold Ramis Harold always believed, and this is something for young directors out there, listen to Harold Ramis because he's a genius. Harold said comedy lives in the 2-shot, not in the singles. 2 shots. Yeah. So Harold had already set up the cameras over our shoulders, over Bill's shoulder, my shoulder, and he said, Stephen, meet here, and Bill will meet you there. I had no idea what was going to happen. And Bill started that thing. And it's the only scene that we had in the movie that was improvised. And I had no idea what it was. And Bill's like, I'm like, yeah. And then I run off with and Harold Ramis goes, cut, print. And I said, do we have to do any? He says, we got it all, man. That's it. We're moving on.
That's awesome.
So that was it.
Yeah, you absolutely got it. That was such an incredible reaction by you as Ned and by
Shame
Bill.
on them both.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. And I actually did have a question about improv. So I'm guessing that a lot of the Ned stuff was on the page. Like, am I right or am I right? Like there wasn't that that was not character embellishments. That was on the page.
It was character embellishment, but it was partly on the page, and some of it was based on my insurance salesman. Dennis Sokol was our insurance guy. And, Dennis was this really kind of high energy kind of guy. So anyway, we have some whole premium life, and you're going to really want that, Stephen, because now you're married, you have a child, you're going to need whole premium life. That's really what you're going to need. So anyway, I kind of morphed a little bit of Dennis in there. And I remember when the movie came out, I get a phone call from Dennis Sokol, and he goes, Stephen, I just saw your movie Groundhog Day, and I had no idea you were playing an insurance salesman. And I got to tell you, it's wonderful. Most of the time when I go to movies, people are making fun of insurance salesmen. But at least, you at least made insurance salesmen look good. Honest portrayal.
It was an honest portrayal.
And you didn't even do a ride along with him as an insurance to get into character.
No. We both, Bill and I, I talked to Harold Ramis, I remember, after the first take went remarkably good in the street. And I remember I talked to him. I said, Harold, am I too broad? I mean, I feel I'm huge on this. And he said, Stephen, the schlemiel and the schlemazel in Jewish comedy. The schlemiel is the guy who spills soup. The schlemazel is the guy who gets the soup spilled on him. You are the schlemiel. Bill is the schlemazel. Put another way, in comedy, you have one guy who has to represent the world and one guy who represents the aberrant force in the world. Bill has to be the world in this, so he cannot be broad. You are the aberrant force. You do whatever you want to him. Whatever you want.
He nailed it too, because you killed it. I'm telling you.
And it was great, man. Ned Ryerson is such a chaos agent in that movie. It's delightful.
It's a great character, and it comes in at a very unique time in the script, which is so cool in terms of, because you get the idea what the story is before you get the first Ned Ryerson. And so it's really kind of like a new Act One, where you realize this Ned Ryerson is going to be an apparition that haunts Bill for the rest of eternity. You know, it's very cool the way it comes into the script.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
One question I've always had about this movie, literally since I was a teenager, watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. Did they reuse that same take of you, or did you just do that exactly the same a bunch of times?
They didn't reuse anything. We reshot everything. And
wow.
It's hilarious. They when we did the water, again, that was another scene that we did in all sorts of weather conditions and Bill really hated that scene. It was so cold. I can't even tell you how cold it was. It was so cold that it couldn't snow. It couldn't snow. It was so cold. It was freezing. Below, I mean, your hands would just. So we all had these packets in our shoes and our hands. These hand warmers, like deer hunters use.
Yeah.
All this stuff to try to keep us alive. And Bill had to wrap his foot, first of all, in saran wrap. And then he put this neoprene sleeve over the bottom of his leg that skin divers use. Then he covered it with socks. And then he covered it with his pants. And the instant, he stepped in that water, which was a man-made puddle, and they sprinkled styrofoam flecks on top of it so it would look like ice or snow. As soon as that shot was over, it was the torrent of expletives, as we call it, a virtual waterfall of every vicious expletive to our God in heaven and to Satan below. And Bill was not happy, and he hopped back into the room behind us, the storefront, and the ladies from costume and makeup had blow dryers on super hot. And they were blow drying his foot so he would avoid amputation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every time. All different every time.
That's incredible. That spot in the street of Woodstock, Illinois, by the way, Stephen, there now is a plaque with Bill's footprint in it.
Yeah, and there's one on the building behind that says Ned's Corner.
There you go.
That is absolutely incredible. Well, look, man, you've been very generous with your time. I don't want to take up too much of it. You good for one more question, and then
let's do another one. Then I'm going to pick up that grandbaby again.
Do not blame you. We end every episode on these 30-year movies asking the same 5 questions of each other. Is it worth watching? Who would we recast it? Is it good for kids? Basically, does it work in the modern era? And I wanted to ask you one of those questions, which is, could we still make this movie? Could someone pitch and make a broad comedy like Groundhog Day?
I think they could. And, of course, they'd have to have an amazing script, which Groundhog Day did. It wasn't just a rom-com, but rom-com with substance. And what you touch on, too, is fascinating, because I think one of the staying powers of Groundhog Day is that we shot it in the coldest place in the world, in the winter. And so we were wearing winter clothes and not spring or summer clothes. So the fashions were covered up. So it did.
Right.
Yeah.
So the hairstyles were covered. The big shoulder pads were gone. All you had were people wearing puffer vests and toboggan caps and scarves. So it looks the same as it does now. So yeah, you could do it now. Just get a good script and get somebody who has kind of the magic that Bill and Andy did and all that. Harold Ramis, my God.
Yeah, because Jeff and I are very eager for the return of broad comedies to the theaters.
It seems like they go straight to Netflix, or you know what I'm saying? They're not,
or their prestige TV.
It's a different era, and when they shoot for Netflix and when they shoot for television, the same shots aren't in them. They don't have the long shots. They don't have the vista shots. A lot of it is just 2 shots, close-ups. It's television.
I want to be able to sit in there and laugh and eat popcorn.
Watching Groundhog Day in the theater, man, last week, I can't tell you how much better an experience it is to have people laughing. We're eating popcorn. I was like, I wish we could screen every podcast movie in the theater. It's incredible.
The last time I saw Groundhog Day for real was at the Academy, and they were honoring Groundhog Day for, I guess, 25 years or something like that. And they brought several people who were in the show to be there and to answer questions and stuff on stage. So they had me there. They had a couple, but they also had the little girl who was having piano lessons, who gets thrown out of piano lessons by Bill Murray. And the entire audience of all these actors, producers, directors, when they introduced her, gave her a standing ovation. And now she's a grown woman, of course. And when they showed the movie and she came on screen, everybody started screaming and applauding. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for your time. We have thoroughly enjoyed your work in this movie and when we did Sneakers last year, and it's been an absolute delight talking with you.
Good talking to you guys. I really enjoyed Groundhog Day. It was a wonderful experience.
All right. Anyway, this movie that Jeff gave a 9.5 and I gave a 10. Let's get into the best. It's pretty much all best. I got almost nothing for worst. So
I don't have anything for worst or much for worst either.
Best scenes. My first best scene is Bill Murray at the bar, and then the car chase scene with Gus and Ralph.
Oh, at the bar at the bowling alley.
Yes. Dude, I was in the Virgin Islands once. I met a girl. We ate lobster, drank pina coladas. At sunset, we made love like sea otters. That was a pretty good day. Why couldn't I get that day over and over again?
Oh, man.
Like, from that point to then, it's like, if we wanted to hit mailboxes, we could have let Ralph drive.
Yeah. He, dude, oh, man.
And then, dude, he's freaking, don't drive on the train tracks. That's when I happen to agree with Phil.
Yeah.
Like, I'm betting he's going to swerve as he's freaking driving towards the train. There's like 7 great quotes in a 2-minute stretch.
And then he gets pulled over by the cop. And of course, he's like, and some flapjacks. It's too early for flapjacks.
Too early for flapjacks.
Oh, man. Genius.
It's the first night that he figures out that living in the time loop has some benefits, which is that he could do whatever he wants and there's no consequences.
Yeah, whatever.
Because he goes to sleep in prison and he wakes up in his freaking hotel room to Sonny and Cher.
Right. Which leads me to my favorite best scene. And I hope that it's okay that I'm picking a scene that reoccurs over and over, because the part where he talks to Miss Lancaster.
Miss Lancaster.
Yeah.
Do you ever have deja vu, Miss Lancaster?
Well, I
I'm
don't
not
think
sure,
so.
but I can ask the kitchen.
I don't think so without checking the kitchen. Dude, and when he's like, did you see a tall gentleman with a nightstick and hat? I was like, oh, God. Like,
State official.
Yeah, I don't know, like, the way he mimed Nightstick seared into my brain. I don't know why. And dude, every encounter with her and, are you going to check out today, Mr. Connors? Chance of departure, 80%.
80%.
And then he's like, 75, 80.
75, 80.
Like that turnaround, like he's already starting to walk out of the door and he turns around and says like 75, 80. Like you can tell it's really good.
Dude, and that part, I mean, that to me is like, that's how genius the writing is, because that's a callback to the day before, which only he remembers.
Right.
Like they get in this big long thing where like she asks about the weather just to be nice. He's a weatherman, so he launches into this whole thing. Well, that's going to accumulate up at high altitude. We're going to get a little... Dude, and he does it freaking so perfectly. He's like, teens today, 30s later at night, chance of precipitation tomorrow. And it's like, did you want to talk about the weather, or were you just making...
All of this moisture coming out of the south is going to push off to the east, hit Altoona.
So the next day, they don't have the weather conversation, and he goes like, chance of departure today. He's calling back to the day before, but only he was there. It's such a genius bit of writing. Yeah,
because she's like, are you going to check out? Chance of departure, 100%. And then the next day, it's 80, 75, 80.
75, 80.
Yeah, it's just...
Man, this movie's so well written and so well acted and so well edited and so well shot, and it's a freaking wall-to-wall jams.
What about, yo, mama, no hot water? Oh, there wouldn't be today. Oh, okay. And he's like, oh, right. And she just walks off. Ah, man.
One scene that was happened in the bed and breakfast that didn't make my top 3, but that was very close, was the freaking Jeopardy scene.
Oh, what are the Finger Lakes?
What are the Finger Lakes? He's like swigging out of a bottle of Jim Beam with his titty caca.
And they're all clapping.
He's freaking eyeballing the old people while drinking Jack Daniels or whatever while answering.
And dude, because he's like sitting in the freaking easy chair and they're all like looking at him. And like he's like drinking out of the bottle. He puts the bottle down and he turns and the guy's not even finished reading. Like he's Alex Trebek not even finished reading the question. And he's like, what are the Finger Lakes? Like just staring right into the guy's eyes. So good.
What's your next best scene?
My next one, I think, is Ned Ryerson. Yeah. All the scenes with Stephen Tobolowsky, because...
You mean the sidewalk scenes or every single scene he was in the movie?
No, all those sidewalk scenes where he meets him every time. Yeah. The bing, bing again. Like that, I used to quote that way more than I do now.
Yeah.
But ever since I watched this again, like whatever day it was, Tuesday, like the kids will ask me something in class and they're like, hey, is this right? I'm supposed to do that. I was like, bing, you got it, buddy. And they're like, okay, thanks. And then just walk off. Like even when I was telling people, hey guys, we might get Stephen Tobolowsky to come on the podcast. It's ridiculous. And like, who's that again? I was like, he's the guy who plays Ned Ryerson. Like, don't say you don't remember him because he sure as heck fire remembers you. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, Case Western High, buddy.
Case Western High. Come on, buddy. Did the whistling belly button trick senior year. Bing. Dated your sister Mary Kate a couple times until you told me to shop. Bing again.
Oh, man. Dude,
all those scenes are incredible, and Steven I don't know how much of the interview we're going to edit. We had way more time with him than we expected. We're not going to run the whole thing, so I may be repeating some of the stuff he actually talked about. But he said like they filmed all those back to back to back to back, and in all the different weather conditions because so much of the movie was outdoors. They didn't know what kind of weather they were going to have. So like if it was cold, they filmed. If it was sunny, they filmed. If it was raining, they filmed. So they just shot all of those scenes, like him and Bill, like right from the jump.
Dude, yeah, we should leave that in there. That part was so good. That was cool. That's really neat. I never would have thought of that. So what's your second one?
My second one is when Phil kidnaps Phil.
Side of your eye. Side of your eye.
Dude, that's just, I've quoted that so many times. Like Stephen Tobolowsky talked about him and Bill Murray made a freaking Super Bowl commercial 2 years ago for Jeep, like parodying that scene. But Phil Connors decided like he can't. He's not going to make it. He'll never get out of the time loop, and it's the Groundhog's fault. And he freaking steals the car, and he steals the Groundhog, and his brother, Brian Doyle Murray, and the cops, and Chris Elliott, and Andy McDowell all chase after him. And dude, they're screeching around corners with the sirens on and like talking about like, oh my God, he's really lost it. And then it cuts to the truck, and he's just like calm as shit, holding the Groundhog, just going like, just check your mirrors, side of your eye, side of your eye. That's pretty good. Just don't drive angry.
Don't drive angry.
That's pretty good for a quadruped. Like he's just freaking chilling, having a good old time with the Groundhog.
Oh man, I can't wait to teach Jake how to drive. Side of your eye, side of your eye. Don't drive angry. I'm going to say it 1,000 times.
It's pretty good for a quadruped. And then also the button on that scene is one of my favorite quotes from the movie, which is when he freaking drives the truck into the quarry and it goes down like 200 feet, lands on the top of the cab and gets smushed flat. And Chris Elliott, who's filming it, is like, he might be all right. And then the freaking truck explodes and he's like, no, probably not now.
Dude, I put that down as one of my quotes. Like, how many times have we said that?
Dude, that's one of my quotes too. I've said that so many times.
Look, we watch football. People will get hurt. I'm like, he might be okay. And then they'll show the replay. And I'm like, ooh, probably not now. No. And Kat's like, we got it. We got it.
Chris Elliott, I mean, he had a really high batting average in this movie. He had a bunch of killer lines.
Yeah. Looking foxy tonight. It's your troop
selling cookies? Yeah, so that was my second scene. What's your second one is Ned Ryerson.
Right, Ned Ryerson.
What's your third?
My third is the montage in the middle, the him going through over and over and over, trying to get down in his mind all the things that Andy McDowell loves so he could fix it.
Yeah, when he's trying to trick her into having a perfect day by just doing it a million times.
Right, and because he starts to get really good at it, he gets all the way to the end of the night. And he's like, he says it out loud. He's like, whatever it is, like, no white chocolate, no
fudge.
No fudge. Yeah, that's what it is. All set to the tune of one of my favorite Ray Charles songs, You Don't Know Me. I can't not put that in there, man. That's
a great scene. And also, man, like, and it ends with the little like quick cut montage of her slapping him a million times.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, my whole life, whenever I would see that scene, I would always think about video games. Like when you were littler and you get stuck on a video game, you just keep playing the same level. It's like, well, I got to do this exactly right. And then right here, I got to jump.
Yeah.
And like you just do it 100 times until you memorize every single move you have to make to get through that level. And that little scene is like a perfect film encapsulation of what that's like playing video games.
Yeah, dude. And even he says it. He's like, maybe the real God's not omnipotent. Maybe he's just been around for so long. He knows everything.
Maybe he just uses tricks.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So what's your third?
That's a great scene. My third is the kind of last scene at the dance, the final kind of like penultimate scene in the third act. Like Phil's actually a great guy. Like he's at the dance. Like Andy McDowell and Chris Elliott are at the bar, and Chris Elliott's like trying to flirt with frickin' Nancy really badly.
Yeah, really
and they walk in. And it's like, oh, I think Phil's already in there. And they go in. And he's freaking jamming out on the piano. He's got the sunglasses on. He's wearing the freaking button-up collar shirt without the collar.
Yeah.
And dude, and he's dancing with Andy McDowell, and everyone's like congratulating him. It's like, hey man, thanks so much for fixing my back. And it's like, I was gonna choke to death. You got us WrestleMania tickets. Like you fixed my car tire. And she was like, what is happening? And he was like, I really don't know, honestly. Dude. He was like, thank you, Dr. Connors. And she was like, Doctor. He's like, oh, it's kind of an honorary title.
It's the guy from the Motor Club.
He's the fastest Jack in Jefferson County.
Dude, now I can't think of his friggin' name. The guy that won the WrestleMania or got the WrestleMania tickets, that was his first movie.
Yeah.
Michael Shannon. Yes. Michael Shannon. This is his first debut for a cinematic movie. And dude, and then she bids on him.
Yeah.
For the a date with him. And that's, oh man, great stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I like that as the kind of a great ending to the movie because it's taken him whatever 10 years or 40 years or 10,000 years, but he actually has gone from being a totally self-involved, egocentric, shitty person to a genuinely great guy who plays the piano and like fixes people's backs and knows CPR
and catches kids coming out of
catches kids.
You've never thanked me.
You've never thanked me. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
Maybe. Oh God.
So it's the transformation, right? Like it's his character arc. It took him a lot longer because he was way shittier to begin with, but he became a great person. Like he tried to fake it for a while and it didn't work, and then he just actually did it.
They were talking like that thing, that sequence that he took. That's the Kubler-Ross model or whatever it's called. The 5 stages of death and dying. You know what I'm talking about? Where they denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, I think is the way it goes. But that's kind of like what they used. I was reading.
Yeah, the 5 stages of grief that he had to go through before he figured out like, I'm not actually getting out of here. I better just actually use my time wisely. I'm going to be here forever.
And when he's sitting there and he's like, gust of wind, dog barks, cue Doris, fix your bra, honey. Like the whole
Felix.
Yeah, like that's, God, it's so good. So good.
Yeah. What's your third favorite scene? Did you get your 3?
Yeah, so I got Ned Ryerson, Mrs. Lancaster, and the montage.
Oh yes. I mean, it is hard to pick scenes for this because so much of it is repeated. But but that's funny. We didn't have any of the same ones.
The repeated part and how it changes each time is part of the thing I like about it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's cool to see all the actors too because it takes really good acting and really good directing and really good writing because they all come back and do almost the same thing but slightly different as the day is like one more day.
Right. Yeah, that's what Stephen Tobolowsky was saying. Like, you got to turn on the same foot. You got to raise your hand the same way. You got to point the same way.
Yeah, and not only that, but like in the background, like the car has to come through the background at the exact same time. The extras have to be holding the bag in the same hand as they were. Like, there's so much.
I wonder if there's a continuity expert on the thing that was pulling their hair out.
I'm sure there was.
All right, quotes. That's the rest of my paper. It's just filled with quotes.
Yeah, I have like 4 pages of quotes. I'm just
going to do the ones that... so this is what I'm going to do. Instead of giving you 3 that I tried to narrow down,
all right,
I want to do the ones that I quote the most still.
Yep, I have top 3, and then I have like 7 bonus entries.
Okay, good. Give me one of yours.
My first one is one we already said is he might be okay, and then the truck blows up. No, probably not now. Chris Elliott as Larry, the camera guy, after Phil takes the Groundhog, drives it into the quarry.
Larry the camera guy, even before he was a cable guy, he was a camera guy. Dude, when Rita asks him, do you ever have deja vu? And he says, didn't you just ask me that? I do that once a month when somebody asks me that. Because, I'm interacting with 218-year-olds all the time.
Yeah.
And they learn about something like deja vu or somebody talks about it in one of their other classes and they start asking me and I say that. And it never fails to not get... nobody ever laughs. Ever. They don't get it. They don't understand the reference.
No,
they're not.
they don't get it.
No, I'm horribly wasted where I'm at.
Yes, that's why we do the podcasts. So
Right.
you can do those jokes here where
'em out.
people appreciate them.
Yeah. Nice.
My next quote is another one that I've already done, which is when Phil is driving with the groundhog and he just is saying, "Don't drive angry. Check your mirrors, side of your eye, side of your eye."
Side of your eye.
That's pretty good for a quadruped.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, God.
those are all quotes that he does in the truck that I freaking.
I also have that.
And dude, they're still so. I mean, like we say in the outro of the podcast, and remember, don't drive angry.
Right.
Like it's in the podcast outro. That's how much we say it.
Yeah, it's ingrained in there. That was definitely one of mine. I don't know if you know, but the groundhog bit him right after he said that. And it bit him so badly that he had to get medical treatment for rabies just to make sure. That's awesome.
That is awesome. The groundhog had a name too. Like it was like Phil the groundhog, played by like freaking Colleen the groundhog.
Lassie. I didn't see that. But I also put side of your eye, don't drive angry.
All right. What's your next one?
My next one is because we're supposed to stand in the hallway and greet everybody when they come in. I almost always I try to say it just like him, and I go, "Morning, off to see the groundhog," and they're like, "What?"
Don't mess with me, pork chop. What day is today?
And I'm like, "Think it'll be in early spring," and they're like, "What, Mr. Hall? What are you doing?" Like I bring it every time.
I don't even think that would make that actor's list of favorite Groundhog Day quotes.
No, it definitely wouldn't. But I use it so much, and that's why I
Yeah.
put it in here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The other one I had is also from Chris Elliott, which is another one that I use a lot when they're IDing him in the frickin' morgue. He was a really great guy. I really liked him. A lot. I tried to find a clip of it on YouTube, and I legit could not, and I'm so angry at it.
Oh, man,
that I couldn't
that's
find
funny.
that clip. Just because we really, really liked him. A lot.
Dude, when he did a fantastic job in this
He
movie.
did a great job.
And when they wanted to, you want to come to the groundhog dinner? No, thanks. I had groundhog for lunch. I've
Tastes like chicken.
seen Larry eat. Like, dude, oh man, just everything with Larry. It was good stuff.
Dude, I don't know how this movie can be so like thought provoking and also be that jam packed full of hilarious dialogue.
Yeah, and we talked about this in other movies. What do you think makes it so quotable? Is it because we like it so much, or it hits the funny bone that we think that stuff is funny?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's not like comedy is universal. You can say something really funny, and someone who has a totally different set of experiences than you might, or that has no real sense of humor, might go like, "I don't get it."
Right.
But I mean, there are definitely people who are great at it. You know, like Harold Ramis is great at comedy. Bill Murray is great at comedy. Mel Brooks is great at comedy. Adam Sandler's great at comedy. Mike Myers is great at comedy. Doesn't mean that everybody likes all of them. Like my mom, the whole time I was growing up, thought that The Simpsons was so dumb.
Yeah.
And like my brother and I never stopped watching it, never stopped quoting it. Have not stopped 30 years later. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Like, for instance, Kat saw this movie twice in her whole life. Hates it. White Hot Fire of a Thousand Suns. I'm talking to her about it this morning. Like, we're like getting ready for work and talking about it. And I'm like, so when's the last time you saw it? I don't know. It's so stupid. I don't want to watch it. And I'm like, but what don't you like about it? Like you really should watch it again. All right, I'll watch it again. So I'm going to make the whole family watch it. I'll make sure to tell you what they thought.
I've made a bunch of people that I really like that have good senses of humor sit with me and watch the movie I Spy, which you and I both love,
Oh my
and
God.
Little Will, and no one ever thinks it's funny, and I'm doubled over. Gundas! A fly-ass jacket!
All right.
Kelly Robinson ain't going to no party at no 10 o'clock.
Rip. Ain't no party Kelly Robinson going to. Go in at 11 o'clock. Now, when you get up, sit down. Well, he got ice on it. That probably helps.
Gundas!
Gondas!
A fly-ass jacket! Shooting me all hard in my chest.
Oh, man. What? I want to watch that movie now.
If only this podcast makes it to 2000 or 2001 or 2002 or whenever that movie is,
Yeah.
because I've loved
Dude,
it so much. But I'm saying like that movie should be universally beloved and lauded as a freaking touchstone of American comedy, and it's definitely not. No one likes it but me and you and Will.
Right. There's 11 people. I don't know. I wish I could figure out what it is. I mean, I know you, like you said, it's just different types of comedy. Like different people laugh at different things. But man, I just can't believe somebody wouldn't like this movie or think it's as funny as we do. Like, it's so good.
I think the good news is that humor being subjective is going to be one thing that makes it hard for AI to take over for us because if everyone doesn't laugh at the same stuff, you can't program a computer to make consistently funny stuff.
You can keep trying, though, and have it make really bad jokes over and over, which if you ask AI to make some jokes, it does make really bad jokes over and over.
Yes, it does. All right, I got some bonus quotes. Some of them I've already freaking said because I'm just sitting here saying quotes.
Do the thing. Tell me some more. I got a couple more, too.
Let's see. Oh, dude, this is one that it's not funny, but I just freaking love it. When Phil's having his freaking meltdown while doing the Groundhog recording and he's like starting to go off the deep end.
Yeah.
This is pitiful. 1,000 people freezing their butts off waiting to worship a rat. What a hype. Groundhog Day used to mean something in this town. They used to pull the hog out and they used to eat it. You're hypocrites, all of you.
Oh, man, fantastic.
Dude, that one never fails to make me laugh. Because when he says you're hypocrites, he looks away from the camera. He's like looking at the town. He's like, you're hypocrites.
He's like yelling at all the people. So great. Speaking of that, I have on here, because I do this. I don't do it very often because this is not good. But when I count down, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm giving the ACT test. I'm like, all right, you got, make sure you finish up. You have 3, 2, 1. All right, put your pencils down, and I count down to the middle finger.
You do the Larry, you shoot the bird on the one. And then the only other one that I had that I don't say a lot, but I think about all the time is like, is it snowing in space? Don't you have some lines that you keep over for celebrities or emergencies? I'm both. I'm a celebrity and an emergency.
Oh, man. Everything, the whole thing is so well written. Dude, I like the one where he says, I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm not the god. And then she goes, yeah, this is, trust me, you're not. This is 12 years of Catholic school talking. That hits home for me a little bit. So I like that.
Yeah, I think she got off light. I had 13 years of Catholic school.
Yeah, she did. The other thing is like when we're playing stuff, like me and the kids are doing something stupid, trying to throw something at something. And he goes, like, when they were throwing the cards, trying to stay awake, and he's like, be the hat. Be the hat. And it's just like Caddyshack when he's like, be the ball, like that whole thing. I do that all the time. I'll be like, all right, you got Cece, you got to be the rag. Be the rag. Throw it and be it. And she's like, okay. She doesn't know what I'm talking about.
The funny thing is that I don't say be the hat, be the rag or whatever, but I say all the time, you got to want it.
Got to want it. What's that? Where do we get that? Because I do that all the time.
That's from that same scene.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, gotta want it. But dude, like if I'm playing golf, which I never do because it's terrible, and someone's putting, it's like, you gotta want it.
Gotta want it.
But dude, playing basketball, somebody's shooting free throws and they miss like 3 in a row. I'm like, you gotta want it. You gotta want it.
Gotta be the ball.
And I tell Wolf, he's like going to put his clothes in the hamper and he freaking misses 90% of the time. I'm like, come on, buddy, you gotta want it.
Gotta be the clothes. That's awesome. I wonder, do other people do that, by the way, you think? Like bring up quotes in context to make them fit and it makes it sound like you said it? Or do people just yell out quotes?
I don't think anyone does that as much as you do that. Like I know the quotes, but if I'm not talking to someone that I think would also know the quotes, I don't use the quotes.
I use the quotes just because I think it's going to be funnier.
No, I love that about you, but I'm just saying like I drop quotes with you and with my brother and with people like that are going to get the quotes. But if I'm just talking to freaking civilians, normal people, I just talk like a normal person. I don't drop a bunch of quotes on them that they're not going to know.
Civilians.
Like one of my buddies posted on Facebook the other day, he's been posting like Simpsons memes, and he posted one about car holes. And I just freaking typed in there. I was like, he's running a counterfeit jeans operation out of his car hole.
Car hole. Oh, man. Cut that out. Those things give you homa cancer. I mean, they give you cancer, homa. Oh, man. Freaking what a great episode. I forgot about that one. That's so good.
All right, characters.
Yeah.
My number one character is Bill Murray, Phil Connors.
Absolutely. Phil Connors. He kills it.
I think like Bill Murray was obviously a comedy legend at this point. He'd done SNL, he'd done Caddyshack, he'd done Stripes.
Yeah.
Everybody knew Bill Murray was one of the funniest people in the world. Yeah, right. Totally. But I think this is maybe the first time we see him do more than just like straight broad comedy. Like he actually got to play a character that had some depth.
Yeah.
that had some range, that like had some pathos. And he even said, this. I think the reporting is that the struggle between him and Harold Ramis during the filming was that he wanted this to be just straight comedy, and Harold Ramis really wanted to get into the philosophical stuff.
Yeah, he wanted both. Yeah.
But then, like 20 years later, Bill Murray's like, I think that's the best work I've ever done, and I think it's the best work that Harold's ever done. And it kind of set the stage for the second half of his career, where he got to do more like freaking weird stuff and Wes Anderson stuff. But he's been able to play characters like Lost in Translation, where he got to play characters who like weren't just like kind of cornballs.
And even in those movies, though, the comedy Bill Murray is still under all of that.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he's just a funny dude.
Yeah, dude, he's always funny, but he's able to do more than that. And I think this is the first movie we saw him be able to do more than that. But he was so freaking genius for this part.
Yeah, I love me some Bill Murray.
Like he's so believable. He's so believable as a dick early in the movie,
right?
And he's hilarious. And then he's like, you believe at the end that freaking Andy McDowell fell in love with him because he's awesome at the piano and he's like freaking fixing people's backs and everyone loves him.
People are morons. People like blood sausage.
Yeah, listen, hairdo.
Speaking of which, have you ever had a sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist?
When I went to see the 20th anniversary of Groundhog Day at the Belcourt here in Nashville, they always have a drink pairing with the midnight movies, and the drink pairing was sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist.
Did you get
I didn't order one because it was like $9, but I took a sip of someone's that I was there with. Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I don't like the face Bill Murray makes when he drinks that.
And he spits it back into the cup.
Proper face.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
Yeah. All right, so you got Bill Murray as your first.
Bill
as
Murray,
well.
yeah. My second is Andy McDowell.
Nice.
You know my type. She hit all that. She was smoking hot, I thought, and then I thought she played it really good. She like turned on her accent or something. Like she was like extra. I don't know, sounded Southern or something. I really liked it, and just the way she played it. She didn't want to let him get too close, and then when she started to see all of the things about him, she turned the corner, and I liked how she changed too, and it was good.
Andy McDowell was in a couple of my favorite comedies growing up. She's in this. She's in Multiplicity. Those are movies that I've seen 25 times.
She touched my peppy Steve.
And I never loved her in those movies. I kind of thought like, man, she's kind of holding things back a little bit. And I think now that I'm older, I have more of appreciation for what she was doing, what she's doing in these movies. Because I think that it's got to be really hard to be the straight person next to like wacky Bill Murray. And she does such a good job of that.
All of that stuff going on around her.
Like she grounds it so well with their performance. And I really appreciate her as an actor now when I didn't when I was younger. I was like, God, Andy McDowell is such a freaking wet dish towel of an actor. But now I'm like, no, she's doing it perfectly. She's keeping it like right here while they're doing crazy shit.
Dude, imagine having to keep a straight face while friggin' Bill Murray and Chris Elliott go back and forth right there in the bar.
Yeah. Or, dude, when he takes the entire freaking cupcake and shoves it in his mouth with a cigarette in his other hand.
What a freaking...
Yeah. My second character is Stephen Tobolowsky, Ned Ryerson.
Oh, man. He's my third.
It's just... It's a genius performance by one of the finest character actors of my life. It's so spot on. It's so funny. It's so memorable. It's so... he so perfectly plays the annoying... persistent insurance agent.
And when people quote stuff from this movie, a big chunk of it is his stuff.
Dude, a lot. When I told people we were doing Groundhog Day for the podcast, a lot of people were throwing Ned Ryerson quotes at me.
Yeah, of course.
Like, awesome, man.
His delivery is so fantastic that it's just, it's great. It's really good.
And he talks about in our interview, which we may or may not play this part of, but he was asking Harold Ramis if he was going too broad with it, if it wasn't like way too big of a performance, and Harold Ramis was like, no. You're perfect. And that's the genius of Harold Ramis, because I can easily see how an actor might have felt like, man, this is really broad. And Harold Ramis is like, no, you're doing exactly what I want.
Exactly.
Like, don't do less of that. That's right where I want you.
Yeah. Stephen Tobolowsky is my third. Who's your third?
My third is Chris Elliott.
Oh, he's so good.
Larry, the camera guy. But he's not like, I mean, he's like the whatever fifth lead of this movie or something. But he's just got some... He's got some amazing quotes, some great deliveries, and he's in a lot of it.
Yeah, he is.
Like he sometimes is the straight man to Bill Murray, and then sometimes he's cracking jokes, and he delivers it deadpan.
Yeah,
he was a really great guy. We really, really liked him a lot.
Why would anybody steal a groundhog? I could think of a couple of reasons. Pervert. Oh man, like I don't get it how people can be Did he actually call himself the talent? Like all prima donnas, like all
Prima
those.
donnas. And dude, he does the freaking thing. He's like trying to hit on Nancy at the bar. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll go in there with you. And she turns to leave. Let me just drop a tip real quick. And he throws like 3 ones on the bar. And then as soon as she leaves, he goes and grabs back two of them.
More. Yeah. Oh man.
Like all that stuff. And then he goes into the freaking the dance. And he's like trying to put his arm around her real casual like. And she just kind of flings it off. And he just like sticks it in his pocket.
Keeps dancing. Yeah, yeah.
He just had so much. He had so many moments where it's like, God, that guy's so funny.
Yeah, because he's like talking to her and he's like, yeah, people don't know what's involved. Like it's
People
an art
think
form.
I just point the camera at stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it. I'm an artist.
Yeah, Larry was fantastic. That was a good choice. I wish there was 4 because I would add him too. But I liked Andy McDowell and what she did.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad that you recognized her. And we need to figure out when we can get, Chris Elliott to come on the podcast.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dude, freaking Kingpin, 1996.
Dude,
There's something about Mary. Like he's been in a bunch of great movies.
All over it. Yeah, he's good. Cool. You want to talk about writer-directors?
Yeah, the original writer, this was Danny Rubin. He came up with he wrote this as a spec script and then shopped it around. I don't even think he was represented at the time.
Yeah.
It got picked up. Harold Ramis got attached to direct, and the studio wanted to make some changes, and so Harold Ramis did some rewrites. And then actually, I think he and Danny Rubin actually butted heads over the kind of direction of it.
Right.
Because the script that Danny Rubin had originally shopped was pretty like kind of art housey, like it started in the middle of the time loop. They never explained like how he got there.
Yeah.
And he really wanted to keep a lot. He didn't want it to be like a formulaic rom-com or just a broad comedy. But Harold Ramis was obligated to the studio to deliver that. So they tried to. And honestly, man, they threaded the needle perfectly. But I could see why if you wrote this thing that you thought was really groundbreaking, you wouldn't want anyone working with it.
Right. Yeah, agreed.
Me personally, it's like if I wrote something and Harold Ramis wants to make it funnier, I'm not going to say shit to him.
Yeah, let him do his thing. But but that's that's his thing. I'm sure that was the first movie that he got credit for writing. So like he's probably been working on that forever.
Yeah, and he got a BAFTA for best screenplay. Speaking of, Danny Rubin wrote a book in 2012, and the title of it is How to Write Groundhog Day.
That's awesome. I need to get that.
Yeah.
I want to write Groundhog Day. He also wrote the Italian remake of Groundhog Day, by the way, in 2004.
Harold Ramis, I didn't even Wikipedia him because it's just like, dude, that's Egon Spengler. That's freaking Stripes. That's Meatballs.
Yeah,
like,
but
he's
do you
a
know?
legend.
That's what I was going to say. Can I just list off the movies he directed?
Yeah.
Caddyshack, National Lampoon's Vacation, Club Paradise, Groundhog Day, Stuart Saves His Family, Multiplicity, Analyze This, Bedazzled, Analyze That.
Yep.
Dude, are you kidding? That's like a wheelhouse of wonderful movies right through our entire childhood into our young adulthood that we quoted constantly.
Absolutely. And like, it was a great actor, was a great, hilarious actor who would drop into stuff for an episode or two or have a little cameo in a movie. And you're like, dude, he's great. He's super funny. And then he would just go off and like write or direct something incredible.
He was the doctor in the movie with Uncle Jack. People who speak in metaphors should shampoo my crotch.
Yeah. As good as it gets.
As good as it gets. Yeah. Great shit. But he wrote Animal House, Meatballs, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Back to School, Armed and Dangerous, Caddyshack 2, Ghostbusters 2. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous.
I mean, he's a titan. There's no question.
I don't know. What else? You got any other good? I think I have a couple more good that I want to mention.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
One, let me go not deep cut. Tom Milanovich is the guy that tells him, you're wearing that precipitation on your head. That guy, that state trooper, was the guy in Rookie of the Year later this year.
Nice.
That hits the home run, or that strikes out trying to hit the home run. The big guy, Hito, or whatever his name was. That's him playing that part. And then the last thing is the winning bid for Phil Connors was $339.88. An amount that appears to be arbitrary, but if the decimal is dropped, that means it's 33,988 days, and that works out precisely to 93 years and 43 days minus a minute. So from January 1st, 1900, not counting leap days, 93 years and 43 days ends on February 12th, 1993, the day Groundhog Day was released in theaters. That's weird.
That is awesome. I think that's total bullshit, but I still like that math.
Oh, also, I put this in here and I forgot about it. The last time it's February 2nd and Phil has been like ice sculpting and he turns and kisses her and it starts to snow and he like pulls back just a little bit. Like when I saw that, like he was looking at the snow and I was like, why? I don't remember. Why would he? Then I realized like it maybe didn't snow the last time that happened. And that's foreshadowing that the loop's broken and he's, because he like gets he feels different. It's just like It's a Wonderful Life. When the snow starts to fall, it shows George that he's back in reality. So like that's pretty cool.
I didn't really have any worse for this. I thought that maybe there would be some like jokes that would be inappropriate, but honestly, I don't think I even noticed any.
Unless you don't like making fun of groundhogs. Other than that,
yeah, I think every joke that you told in this movie you could still tell, and it's definitely still funny because I just laughed my ass off about it like 6 days ago.
Yeah, and again when we said it out loud.
Yeah, and again 20 minutes ago when we repeated the quotes.
Yeah, I don't have any worst either.
In old tech, honestly, Stephen Tobolowsky said it. Like the movie shot in winter, they're all wearing like winter clothes. There's not really even any dated fashion. It's before the era of cell phones, so it's not like anyone's holding an old cell phone. It's just like there's no phones in this movie.
Right.
Like it actually, there's no really old tech, honestly, except that he's talking on a payphone.
Timeless. Timeless, man.
Yeah.
Even the alarm clock. That alarm clock just got re-released. The exact one, the Panasonic RX 293 wave humper, like that, like they re-released that exact one at the 20-year thing, and you can still find them. So 5 questions.
Yeah, 5 questions. Is it okay for kids? What age?
Dude, don't you think this is for everybody?
I absolutely do.
Like I didn't see anything that I wouldn't show Cece.
Yeah.
And she's 5. But I think all ages.
Yeah, absolutely. Would this movie get made if it were pitched now? My answer was they kind of already did remake it in 2020 with Andy Samberg. They called it Palm Springs.
Yeah. In that one, they showed why it happened, and I like the fact that they didn't show why it happened in Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and that was a big point of contention. The theater was insisting that they show why it happened, and Harold Ramis and Danny Rubin fought back against it. And
yeah, and I'm glad they did. Dude, that was a great choice. I think not knowing is way better.
Way better. But yeah, that's a really similar movie, and Stephen Tobolowsky just told us that he thinks you totally could reboot this if you had a great script.
Right.
And I'm going to defer to him on that because he's been doing it for a long-ass time.
Way long time, yeah. So you would do a movie over a TV show?
I would hope so, man. Don't you think?
It would imagine freaking 10 seasons of the same day. That would never fly. It's got to be a movie. I didn't do any recasts. I don't want to. Right. I really like all the people in this.
I really do too, and I don't want to redo it, but I did a little bit of recasting just because
Who'd you do?
I had some time. I think the person I got for Phil Connors is Jason Segel.
Oh man, good call.
Because he can be kind of grumpy and kind of dickish, but he's also really funny.
Yeah, I like him. Good call.
I thought Annie McDowell's part.
Yeah.
I looked around for a little bit. I was trying to find actresses with curly hair, and I finally just settled on Margaret Qualley.
I don't know who that is.
Do you know who that is?
No.
She was in a TV show called The Maid, starring alongside Annie McDowell. She's Annie McDowell's daughter.
In real life?
Yeah.
Or, oh, shit.
In real life. In the show and in real life.
In the show. Oh, yeah, wait, I've seen this chick before. She was in the movie with Brad Pitt in the Hollywood movie, wasn't she?
Yeah.
That's the chick in that.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, so I thought that'd be fun. She's 28. I think she could probably do it. She's a good actor.
Yeah, totally. What song do you put over the montage that I like so much?
Humping Around.
Yeah, that would fit perfect.
I wanted to work into our podcast at some point, just maybe as our sign off, we in the house, yo, kick it.
Cut close, help me out.
Add it up together. Add it up together equals the BBB posse. Yeah, we in the house, yo, kick it. What's the extra B stand for? BBBBQ sauce.
What's that extra B for?
Typo.
Oh man,
can I blend Bobby Brown and Simpsons quotes and make it work in this podcast?
I don't. My thing is I make fun of the kids for having bad hip hop Tourette's, And I just realized we have the same problem. It's just not bad hip hop it's the hip hop we listen to.
I can easily see listening back to freaking the Humping Around record why my parents thought that was terrible when we were kids.
Dude, I listened to Good Enough the other day and I was like, whoa, Bobby, what are we doing, buddy?
Yeah, that's
super filthy.
That is not kid appropriate while we're listening to that. It was fantastic. Can you still watch and enjoy this movie in 2023? I mean, obviously, it's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, 1,000 times, yes. Cool. So what else? Nothing else?
I think that's it. We may release the full Stephen Tobolowsky interview on Patreon. If you
guys should listen to that.
If you are on Patreon, or if you want to support us, our lowest tier is $5 a month. We do bonus movies from different years. So I think we're talking about doing the '89 Tim Burton Batman for our first Patreon movie of the year.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably also set up, like, Apple and Buzzsprout both have the way to do paid bonus content. So I think whatever the Patreon content is, I might just duplicate to those places. So anywhere that you want to subscribe.
Yeah, the dude, I'm telling you, even if you do it just for the Stephen Tobolowsky interview, the dude's got tons of stories and he's such a good storyteller.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah, he went deep on all kind of stuff, and it was awesome to talk to. But yeah, we'll have some bonus movies coming on Patreon. We'll probably put the full Tobolowsky interview up there. And I'm going to try to do another in-person podcast movie here in Nashville, maybe Jurassic Park this summer if I can get get that set up. So
that would be
I don't know,
good.
man. We got some cool stuff coming. We're going to try to get some more interviews and some more fun guests, but a lot of just Jeff and I doing the same old stuff.
Yeah, man. And what's the next movie, right?
Indecent Proposal.
Yes.
Is that freaking Woody Harrelson, Demi Moore, Michael Douglas?
Robert Redford? No.
Robert Redford. Robert Redford.
My favorite.
Dude, I haven't seen.
Just want to sit in a room with him and talk.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. So
yeah, I think I've only seen it a couple of times, so I think this will be a good rewatch. It's a pretty big movie for the year, so like that's awesome.
Totally was. But yeah, I mean, just wrapping it up, man. This is such an incredible movie. It was so cool to talk to Steven. It was so cool to see it in person. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to be able to go back and watch these movies and talk about them with my closest and oldest and chubbiest friend.
Chubbiest, yes.
And then put it out there for people to listen to, who then afterwards will say that they listened and enjoyed it. It's freaking, it's my favorite thing to do. And
this is easily my favorite thing to do, and I look forward to it every other week. And
so
even the hard part, and I don't even have the hard part. You have the hard part, but even the hard part of like watching it and writing up notes and coming up with stuff to say, it's so much fun.
It's an absolute blast, and I'm just really thrilled that we're able to keep doing this, and I'm having so much fun, and I'm excited that we're going to be able to maybe do more stuff this year, maybe get some more video stuff going, maybe get some more Patreon stuff going, but just continue to freaking have an absolute blast with these movies, talking to each other.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for Indecent Proposal. Groundhog Day, you can find, I have a 4K Blu-ray at my house if anybody wants to come over.
It was like $3.99 all the places I was looking. So
nice. All right.
Cool.
Vaya con Dios.
Vaya con Dios.
Don't drive angry.
Side of your eye.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.